Okay, y'all. Beyonce made history. The first black woman to top the Billboard Hot Country Music charts. Make some noise with Texas Hold'em. Are we not surprised? I mean, what better way to promote your music than at the Super Bowl, right? You promote your 2 songs. By the way, I also see that her 16 Carriages is at number 9. So it's right behind. It's right there. It's at least on the top 10. This is all strategic things and strategic timing that has been in place. I'm sure it definitely helps that you were able to advertise your singles during the Super Bowl. Definitely helps. But let me say this. Her and Jay-Z, I believe, have been planning this for a little while now. Because if we all remember, didn't Jay-Z come out with the film, The Harder They Fall, which was about black cowboys? And I believe I heard him say in a speech that the word or the term cowboy was actually given to us. And then they went and they took the terminology cowboy back because they thought that we were so cool with the way we made the style look. So I think that this is a strategy that Jay-Z and Beyonce are using in place to show us our roots. We can even go deeper into that in a second, but I want to show this one interview that I saw Jay-Z speaking on this real quick.
Just to see us represented, you know, in a lot of films we didn't see ourselves in the Western as if we didn't exist. And it's almost odd, like people, you know, think that like it's almost like a caricature, like we're playing roles. We're not playing roles. These names of Stagecoach Mary and, you know, all the actors in it really existed in that time.
So we see here that there's a message, obviously, that Jay-Z and Beyonce are putting out there. Let's not also forget that I believe the banjo, which is considered one of the main instruments from country music, is actually has roots in West African lute playing traditions. Okay, one of the first, what is it, like one of the first string instruments? I mean, these string bands were from some enslaved people. And I'm also starting to wonder, like, does Google tell us the full truth? Because I even was reading that the fiddle, which I'll get into in a second, came from African culture as well. Yes, the banjo has roots in West Africa. The banjo was used by West African slaves as early as the 17th century. Enslaved people in the Caribbean brought the banjo into world musical culture. Now, I feel that Beyonce and Jay-Z could possibly be taking us back to our roots. They're letting us know, like, hey, man, this is where we come from. Let's not also forget that Beyonce is from Houston, Texas. Yeah, they did a little thorough report right here. Beyonce is not the first black female country singer, but her newfound success in the country charts spotlights a genre that has historically been predominantly white and male. In recent decades, women of color have set out to forge a path of artists who look like them in the country genre, a genre with strong roots in black musical traditions. Prominent country instruments such as the fiddle and the banjo were played mostly by enslaved African people, okay, right here, and eventually incorporated into music driven by white Southern artists, according to Martinez, who has written extensively on country and race. Nonetheless, country radio stations in the early 20th century primarily featured white artists who have come to dominate the country music scene. So are you telling me, sound the alarm, by the way. So are you telling me that they stole rock music from us? They stole country music from us now, we're finding out. And are they also trying to do the same thing with hip hop? So you mean to tell me it was slaves that were originally playing this music, and then all of a sudden they took the culture from us and now don't even want to play us on their radio stations? But yeah, but it's okay for Post Malone and Jelly Roll to start off as rappers and see that maybe it didn't quite hit as a rapper, even though Post Malone made a lot of noise as a rapper. But then as soon as you got into the industry, built a name for yourself and everything, now you decide, oh, you know what? I want to drink Bud Light and smoke cigarettes and sing country music and play my guitar. Beyonce decides to dabble and people are upset. So now we have created a discussion. We've created a discussion once again where we're saying, where are the original roots of country music?
The funny thing about that is the fact that we view them as tough subjects. What's tough about us being in the Western? We were absolutely there. I believe the term cowboy was created as a slur to black people. I think that's where the term comes from. From my research and my history, the term comes from, it was a slur, and obviously, like most things, you know, we made it look so good. It was like, get that back. Run it back. You know?
So the term cowboy was a slave term given to us, and we made it look so good that the slave owners decided to take that terminology back. Man, you see, this is what I'm trying to say. If this is not the greatest thing with turning lemons into lemonade, no pun intended, but let me just say this too, man. This goes back to a lot of us slaves, our ancestors were here for 400 years, playing this music, making these songs. What, it came with them in the slaves in the 1840s and was the exclusive black instrument? And then they called it hillbilly music, and then they changed the genre to country music. Let's not forget that after the slaves were here in the 1840s, then we got what? The minstrel shows in the 1850s. This is the part of history that gets me into it, is when we go to the minstrel show. Because you know why? Because I still believe that this is happening today. You know, a lot of these clowns in this hip hop world, dressing like this, acting like characters, they're still doing the minstrel. See, and then here we go right here, man. The 1850s is the minstrel show that laid the groundwork for hillbilly music, which became renamed as country music, right? We got right here, man. This is the banjo that was used. It says right here, the brief history of the minstrel banjo. So it's like, let me go deeper into this, man. The minstrel banjo. During the next half century, the minstrel show would be the most popular form of entertainment in America, for it was perfectly suited to the taste of everyday Americans, as the upbeat overventure quieted the noisy crowd and the curtain rose and the 8 minstrels would burst into action, strutting, singing, waving their arms, banging their tambourines, and prancing around in a semicircle of chairs. Can you believe that this was a main source of entertainment? Now, you guys are going to sit here and say to me that they ain't doing the same thing with hip hop right now, having us dancing around, prancing around, waving our arms. And then other cultures saw that and said, oh, that's actually cool. Why not let us do it? And then when you do it, then you consider yourselves the greats. And now you want to start these award shows and these radio stations and say that this is what we're going to play. We ain't playing that, because they have, conditioned the mind and conditioned the thinking so much to where we don't even know our own music anymore. We don't even know our own history no more. We don't even know our own heritage anymore. Isn't this crazy? Like I said, y'all, I think a lot of this is still going on today. So I feel that Beyonce and Jay-Z are taking us back to our roots. They understand that now they're billionaires and they got all this power. What else to do with all this power? Educate the people.
Taking it right there. They leave me no choice.
That's what time it is, man. It's time to educate the people. I find it funny how they say Beyonce became the only other solo woman alongside Taylor Swift to achieve the feature with no accompanying artist, said Billboard. How about this? How about you say that she was not only the only solo woman, but wasn't she also the only solo black woman? I think it's kind of important that we make that statement. Texas Hold'em was released on February 11th during the Super Bowl. Between then and February 15th, the song has garnered 19.2 million official streams, 4.8 million radio plays, and sold 39,000 units. It additionally debuted at number 2 on the Hot 100 chart. Some controversy flanked the song after the Oklahoma country station said that they did not play Beyonce's music. Yeah, we all saw that. After backlash from fans and thousands more requests, the station said they did not know the song was out at that time and also didn't have access to it. They have since played it. Wow. talk about the power of Beyonce fans. Though the station's initial response generated long-standing conversations about how much the tastemakers in country music value diversity and inclusion. Additionally, the other country single, Beyonce's 16 Carriages, debuted at number 9 on the Hot Country Songs chart and number 38 on the Hot 100 chart. It had 10.3 million streams, 90,000 radio plays, and 14,000 units sold. Yeah, man, I'm trying to tell y'all right now that I believe there's a shift happening. I'm really happy in a way that Beyonce is doing this. I see that there's more of a movement and an agenda behind this. I don't think that she's just putting out country songs and a possible country album just because she wants to make country music. I believe that there is a message that is behind all of this, and they are stating a fact to let people know that we are the originators of this type of music. What it's starting to sound like is that we are the originators of all the music. But yeah, man, for the most part, this is the movement and this is the statement that I believe they are trying to make.